Hi, my name is Sunny, also known as the Motographer. Welcome to XPHP. We are riding and driving the best machines made on planet Earth. This is the XPHP Power Tour 2023. Let's go. So this is Power Tour 2023 and country number 2 is India. Right now I'm standing here with the world's fastest SUV as of now, the Aston Martin DBX 707. This thing is a blast. So now let's actually quickly look at the engine. Have a look at this beauty here, and 4 liters twin turbo V8, hand built in Great Britain, and Mr. David Smith has inspected this. Now the thing is that of course this is an AMG engine, so which is actually German, but the overall build is of course British. So yeah, I mean, you have to give it to them that they have produced one phenomenal car here. So let's get down to driving it a little bit more. All right, guys. So I am in the DBX 707, James Bond 707. Yeah, it's no longer 007, it's 707. Of course, I had to get this numeral over here in their model name in there. Now, the thing is that this car is actually 697 brake horsepower, which is bhp, but it is 707 PS, which is British horsepower. And of course, when you're talking about British and Aston Martin, and you know that 707 is what they would go for. And is it a coincidence? Well, I don't think so. You know, I mean, it's a very meticulously planned coincidence. And of course, if you take it on the dyno, it might even produce more horsepower. Who says that, you know, internal combustion engines are dead? I mean, look at this right now. This is a V8 twin turbo petrol. This doesn't seem like a 2.2 ton machine. You know, it doesn't. So fast, it is so responsive, it is so bloody good. To reach at a level where you can afford an Aston Martin DBX 707, first you gotta have the right mindset. Yes, I can do it. So that is my Mini Cooper over there. Both of these are British. That is, of course, born British, but now it has a German heart. This is still British, but this also has a German heart. You know, this is got an AMG engine from Mercedes. It's funny that, you know, how collaborations are working now in automotive sector. You know, like all of a sudden, you know, the world has opened up to this idea that if you want to achieve more, you got to collaborate. Oh, lovely, crazy, man. So guys, I am about to do the launch control here, and apparently, if you press one of the pedals and then start, it's a little bit louder. And now for the launch control, press on the brake, switch to Sports Plus, and press on. Just release the brake after pressing the accelerator. Oh man, this is crazy. Whoa. Let me quickly ask you, are you going to buy this car? Am I going to buy this car? Is any one of you who's going to watch this ever going to buy this car? Yes, of course, we have the desire to buy a car. Everyone has, right? But let me do some quick maths. Here in India, this car costs around 5.2 crores on road. So I firmly believe that someone who wants to buy this car, they know exactly what they're looking for. Let me just try and get there into their heads. You know, you see a lot of reviews on the internet talking about all sort of technical specifications, torque steer, this and that. I mean, do you really think that person or the people who are actually going to buy this, they care about that? Absolutely not, let me tell you. So I feel that the most important number as far as technical specifications are concerned is the horsepower in such a vehicle. Getting that out of the way, next thing, it's the world's fastest SUV, and then the brand name, which is, I think, the most important thing. Golden ratio is one of the most important aspects of any Aston Martin design, and this sort of holds true on this one as well. Another thing is that these doors, they actually come up a little bit. They are not like straight out. It's sort of a Caesar butterfly door, I don't know what they call. It's definitely going outwards towards the sky, and I think they represent the wings in Aston Martin. The only downside of driving this could be that you are not able to look at it while it's on the road. So all that Aston Martin has done, and they produced this magnificent piece of machinery, which is, I think, the pinnacle of engineering. And now it is also fast, along with being a brand of heritage value, a brand which looks the part, a brand which is associated with James Bond. So now we've spoken about power, we've spoken about the brand. What is that other thing that might drive a person who's a multi-millionaire to actually buy this car or any car such like this? I think it depends on how he was brought up, where he was brought up, what his or her parents used to drive, and what poster he used to have as a child. It actually boils down to that. And that subliminally will drive him or her to actually buy an Aston Martin. Or it might be none of those above reasons, because it might be as simple as that he or she just wants to prove that I've got a better car than my neighbor in the next door mansion, that is. This is the kind of world that they live in, and we cannot think of what kind of level they operate at, their minds. So it's very difficult to imagine that what would drive a person, pun intended, to actually buy cars like these. And I believe that James Bond has a big part to play, even though it's a little bit a too far-fetched character. You know, it's like boyish, like, you know, when you're a boy, you just want to be James Bond. But when you actually grow up and when you have the money, you still do want to be James Bond. I think, yes, everyone wants that, you know, even though we won't admit. And when you have the money, then of course you get the best big boy toys, and this is definitely one of them. If you're into gadgets, if you're into any such kind of thing, then there is nothing above than Aston Martin, because Aston Martin means James Bond. James Bond means gadgets, and it also means a high-flying lifestyle. It means a lot of things. The standard DBX costs 45 lakhs lesser than this, and this is around 60 horsepower lesser than this, approximately. The perspective, you know, when you talk about sports car, it just changes everything, because you can buy the world's fastest bike after working for a few years, but to get the world's fastest SUV here, man, you have to do a lot of things right, I'm telling you, and for a very long time.